That got hit.
And he's down.
Hard, yeah.
Well, Georgia fans, the reports are not looking good. But if you let your fans tell it on Twitter and Reddit, these reports aren't so bad. But the reports that are coming out, allegedly, their starting quarterback, Carson Beck, has experienced a UCL injury. What is that? It's also known as the Tommy John injury, which normally takes a recovery time, if non-surgical, a couple weeks to 2 months to repair. But if surgery is required, it could take up to 9 months. So a lot of people are assuming that Carson Beck's season is over, and that now the Georgia Bulldogs return to Gunner Stockton to be their starting quarterback, the backup who came in to lead the way against the Texas Longhorns in the SEC championship game. A lot of people are riding with Gunner. He did galvanize the team. Let me not say that. In the game against Texas, Georgia was looking very methodical, very lethargic with Carson Beck in that first half. Carson Beck only had 56 yards passing when he was injured on the last play of the first half. But I cannot lie, Gunner Stockton definitely came in and lifted the play of Georgia, but let's not lie to ourselves. Like, he had 71 total passing yards, and let's not forget this play.
Texas brings pressure. Stockton backpedaling, throws it, and threw it right to Texas. Intercepted by Jahdae Barron. The young fella under pressure made a mistake, and Texas.
That almost cost them the game if the Texas DB would have been blocking instead of celebrating the interception. So I don't know, guys. Like I said, if I'm reading Twitter though and Reddit, the Georgia fan base seems to be more ecstatic that Gunner's going to be starting than Carson Beck. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but if you're asking me from a fan looking from the outside in, it's just a college sports fan, I'm just not a fan of the Bulldogs, I would say this is season over status for Georgia. Carson Beck is 25-3 as a starter. He's led them to multiple bowl game wins, multiple SEC championship games. He's played in a lot of big games, big moments for the team. This Gunner Stockton kid is, a 6'1", 4-star recruit. Let me see. He's from Tiger, Georgia. He appeared in 4 games last season for the Bulldogs as a backup, while most of his action came in the Orange Bowl win as a backup against, the salty Florida State Seminoles last year, where he threw both of his only 2 touchdown passes in that game last year in the bowl game, in the Orange Bowl. As a backup at UGA, Stockton has completed 37 of 51 passes and has thrown for 354 yards, and that's including the gutsy effort that he showed Saturday in the relief win for Carson Beck for the Bulldogs in the SEC championship game. Gunner came in from high school ranked as the number 7 QB in the 2022 class and was the number 12 ranked player in the entire state of Georgia, while he was nationally ranked 124. So he has to have some type of moxie. He committed to Georgia over the likes of Alabama, App State, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, and among other top programs. So he has some offers coming out of high school. So this guy has to be, a goer. But from what I've seen, and again, that interception, man, that interception could have been costly. It could have cost them the game late in that game for Georgia, and it was like it was split. It was called for. Like, he had no reason to throw that pass. He should have just thrown it out of bounds, and that interception could come back to weigh heavy if he plays any way like that against, let's say, a big defense like Notre Dame, Indiana in the second round. Let's say he gets through Indiana or Notre Dame and makes it to the next round facing, let's say, either a Boise State or SMU or Penn State. I don't know, man. Georgia defense is definitely dominant. Their run game is no slouch. But I don't know if you can win a college football national championship with a quarterback that's what I would consider questionable. Like I said, man, the fan base in Georgia seems ecstatic. They seem like, hey, it's just one next player up type of status, and they feel like the Gunner Stockton is actually a better quarterback than Carson Beck, and it actually gives them a better chance to win the title. I just don't see how that's possible But again, I just wanted to put this information out that it's being reported that Carson Beck has a UCL injury, a Tommy John injury. It's not being reported by Georgia. Of course, they're trying to hold that close to the belt, but Zach Klein is the person that's actually reporting that on Twitter. And if it is the case, he's possibly going to miss the quarterfinals game, and they're hoping for him to be back in the semifinals or finals if they make it that far. But it's looking like Gunner Stockton is the guy. And like I said, it's possible that Gunner Stockton could definitely lead them to a couple wins, get them to the championship, because we seen how he played in the SEC championship game against a big-time program like Texas. But we also have had Kirby Smart come out kind of speaking on it, not giving timetable on the injury, but he did speak on the injury to Carson Beck itself. Let's hear what he had to say.
All right, we'll start with questions. Jordan Hill.
Yeah, Kirby, I saw on the ESPN show you mentioned not having an answer yet on Carson's situation, but given that you guys have essentially a month to get ready for the game, just how valuable will that be if, in fact, you guys have to turn to Gunner?
Yeah, I certainly think, there's no good script, right, for losing a quarterback or having to go to your backup. There's not a great script for it. It certainly wasn't a great script last night to have to do it against the number one team in the country on defense. And have to do that at halftime was tough. But this situation does give you time if that's what has to happen. There is time there, but experience is so valuable, and you can't really get experience in this amount of time. I wish he'd gotten more game experience up to this point in time. There's not a lot we can do about that right now. So we're just waiting to find out more information.
So, yeah, of course, Kirby's going to play the cards close to the vest. He's not going to give up any info. But if we're going off the reports that's coming around from the Georgia journalists that's down in the Georgia area, they're definitely saying that Carson Beck is out for the quarterfinals and possibly out for the semifinals and finals. Basically, they're trying to, if you're looking at Twitter, the reports I'm seeing on Twitter is a lot of Georgia fans basically wishing Carson Beck good luck and thanking him for his career at Georgia, basically saying they've seen him play his final game at Georgia. So they're not even expecting to see him anymore this season. And again, what does that weigh in for the teams that are looking to face Georgia, being Indiana or Notre Dame, playing in the first round game and the winner plays Georgia? Man, like I said, both of those teams have stout defenses, Notre Dame and Indiana. Either one of those teams could pose a serious problem for Gunner Stockton from what I've seen. But again, we won't know till we cross that bridge. But again, gang, this is some random sports dude always giving his opinion on the internet. Until next time, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Get down in the comment section and let me know what you think. I know a lot of Georgia fans are probably going to disagree with this video from me and say, hey, I'm being biased because I am a Notre Dame fan. But let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think that Georgia is better off with Gunner Stockton, or they're not losing anything because, hey, he came in and played well in the SEC championship? Or do you think, hey, Georgia's in trouble like I think, that Georgia may need to find, well, we can't say they need to find a better option because, hey, they're stuck with what they're stuck with. But do you think that Georgia's possibly gonna, face an upset being that their starting quarterback's not there? So you let me know in the comment section. And until next time, guys, oh yeah, I could not leave this out. You guys that's on Twitter and on Reddit, they're saying that the committee should have left Georgia out of the playoff like they did Florida State last year for Travis being injured, like Beck's injured. Y'all guys are crazy and pathetic. There's nowhere near the same. Like, that was a 14 playoff. This is a 12-team playoff. Georgia actually won the SEC championship. Of course, they automatically got a bid. It's no way in the same. Like, it's totally different. But yeah, I had to address that because I'm seeing a lot of that on Twitter where people are ranting and raving and saying that Georgia should have been left out of the tournament like Florida State was left out last year because their quarterback was hurt. It's totally different circumstances. Get over it, Seminole fans, and maybe next year. But until next time, you guys, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Some random sports dude is checking out.